I'm going to do something I always do when I get a new old console. For whatever reason, I didn't do it when I purchased my PS2 around 3 years ago. You see, this isn't my original PS2 me and my brother had. That one is very much lost to time. Here in the UK, we have a shop called CEX. It's a second-hand electronics shop you can buy or trade in old consoles, cameras, DVDs, PC parts, phones, and so on. They have stores in most towns, but they also have a great online service. It's not necessarily the cheapest way to do it. eBay or Facebook Marketplace would be cheaper. But there is something fun about heading to a shop, knowing you will come away the same day with your purchase. So I went down to my local CEX to buy a PS2. They had a few to choose from, so I picked the cleanest looking out of them, and then selected a few games from the collection available in the shop. Gran Turismo 4 was a must for me. It's probably the game I put the most time in back in the day on PS2, and of course I wanted an early Call of Duty game. I never owned this one back then, so I thought it would be a good chance to try it out. This is always a fun process, but you have to go in knowing that the selection will be limited to what's in the store. But that's okay. I didn't want to go overboard and pick up too many games at once. Max Payne's also another classic from my youth, although to be honest the PS2 port isn't very good, so I suggest playing it on something else. Metal Gear Solid 2 is also one that passed me by, but I've got fond memories of playing the first one on PS1, so again, good opportunity to try it out. And of course we need a GTA game. I went for GTA 3, as again I put lots of time into this, and I've probably got the most nostalgia for it. After making my selections, I headed back to the car, only to realise I hadn't picked up any memory cards. It's easy to forget this generation needs these. So a short walk back to the shop was needed to pick up a couple. I quickly hooked up the console with the composite cable included and tested all the games. They all worked great. I also made sure I ordered a couple more things that I'd need. First thing is a good SCART cable. I use one from Retro Gaming Cables here in the UK, but I've also used cables like this one from Retro Upgrades, which are also great. Another thing I like is having wireless controllers. They're just more convenient for my setup. So I purchased a PS3 DualShock controller and a couple of Brook Wingman wireless receivers. Now, I can't explain why, but for whatever reason, I skipped the next step, and this is a step I always do. I'm not sure why I didn't on this occasion, but I'm going to fix it today. I clean the consoles. I don't go all in, but I do like to spend a bit of time to get the console as presentable as possible. I always check the fan on the back. It's a little dusty, however, not to the stage I feel like I need to clean it yet. And you have to be a little cautious of cleaning these. If you make them spin too fast, they can actually create a current and potentially damage something within the console. For this basic clean, I'm going to be using some isopropanol alcohol. Some cotton buds, and a clean microfiber cloth. I like this process. It's very meditative. I think sometimes it's important to take your time, slow down, spend a bit of time in silence, concentrate on something for a few minutes. Life doesn't have to be all go all the time. Doing something dull is good for the soul. At least, I think so. And of course, you can go as far as you want with this. You can take the shell of the console apart and give it a thorough clean. Some people like to use toothbrushes and get in all the vents and dismantle all the individual components. I like to make it clean enough. All my consoles are working consoles. So as long as they work and they're not too dirty, that's good enough. As you can see, you don't need a lot, and the beauty of isopropanol is it evaporates. So if you do get a little too excited and use too much, you don't need to worry. I like to do memory cards and controllers as well. And it's always worth cleaning the contacts as well on the inside. Once done, I can now place the console in my setup. As I've had this console for a while, I've already done the cable management. I'm slowly running out of space on my SCART switcher, but these Hydra switches are really good. You can buy extensions, allowing you to have even more inputs. Of course, as soon as I go to add a game, I've noticed that I've missed cleaning the CD tray, so let's fix that now. I also spent some time dialing in and making a new profile for my FrameMeister upscaler. I don't really use old consoles on the big screen now I have my CRT, but it's nice to have the option. And some games will have a 16:9 option in the menu. All of this, the whole process of picking up a console and games, picking up the SCART cables and wireless receivers and controllers, cleaning the console, adding it to the setup, it's all fun for me. It's not very often I pick up a new console, so I like to enjoy the whole process. For me, there's something relaxing about it, especially the cleaning and adding it to the setup. I'm sure many of you will relate to this, and probably just as many think the opposite. We have a phrase here in the UK, faffing, which by definition is spending time on unnecessary, complicated and time-consuming actions. I'm sure many people would just throw the cables behind the TV unit, plug it in and play. But I love a good faff. Once I've done all this, I can actually start playing some of the games and enjoy what many would consider the greatest console of all time. Maybe the peak era of gaming. What do you think? The early 2000s certainly has a claim to be made for this. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I hope to see you back here soon.